What's good with it? It's sharp with it. This is conspiracy with it. Get with it or get lost. Ow.
You think artificial intelligence is not a threat, but the creator of OpenAI, which is the most famous artificial intelligence company in the world, walks around with a backpack with a kill switch for the artificial intelligence in case it gains consciousness and takes over the world at any second. This is the person that created ChatGPT, by the way. He walks around with a backpack with a kill switch for the artificial intelligence because he's worried that it'll gain consciousness.
So first of all, that's not my twin. Second of all, OpenAI was developed. ChatGPT was developed by multiple people, so it wasn't just one person that developed it. And also, it'd be crazy if he had a kill switch. I'm pretty sure it's not like a real kill switch. It's probably like a metaphorical kill switch because, like, imagine just walking around with the kill switch to all AI in your backpack, right? It's like you're not your backpack's not for traveling. It's not for snacks. It's for the moment your toaster starts asking too many questions. So but it may of these things, and I'm sure the creator is aware of the consequences, and that's why that metaphor exists.
I promise y'all. Look, we got all these people. Focus on that street light. That ain't no street light, bro. That's a UFO. This a street light right here.
It's a street light right here. I like the way you do it right there, goddamn.
Every last one of the light poles, the electricity poles are down. This goes for miles. No power for miles, y'all. Look at the cords on the ground. It goes all the way down. Every last one of the powers down.
I mean, the only way that would make sense that the whole block electrical utility poles would be down is if it was some sort of sinkhole, because like a hurricane or earthquakes are not that common in Texas. I think this happened in Texas, so that's why I'm gonna go with sinkholes. It's no hurricanes or tornadoes or anything. So
Это уже называется баланс.
actually, I believe this. I can't prove it unless I'm there, but I mean, this looks pretty believable. I'm not gonna lie.
Баланс на куске воздуха.
I mean, no
Но
streams. We
вибрации
see all the
сейчас настолько
shadows.
сильны, что я могу остановить часы,
I mean,
я могу
it could be a
остановить
board.
метроном, абсолютно все.
There's like multiple angles of this showing from the behind him and on the side of him. I just chose this clip by itself, but this is a pretty legit clip.
The definition of future, if you look it up in the dictionary, literally Google it. Google the definition of future.
The time or a period of time following the moment of speaking or writing.
Read that again.
The time or a period of time following the moment of speaking or writing.
The definition of the future is the moment you speak or you write something, that is your future. By definition, it's the moment of time following the period of speaking or writing. The moment you speak or write something, by definition, that's your future.
In creation.
Define past.
Gone by in time and no longer existing.
And what's the next thing?
The time or a period of time before the moment of speaking or writing.
What does that say again?
Same thing, just in the past.
The moment or period of time before you speak or write. So the moment you speak or write something, that becomes your future. Anything prior to that moment is now your past. Most people recreate their past because they just keep talking about the past. So it becomes the future all over again. Or you will say, I want to make $100,000, and then you start speaking, God, let me just make enough money to pay my bills. So God says, you get enough money to pay your bills, but you don't get the $100,000. You stop speaking that. That became your past the moment you start speaking something else.
Your language sets the tone for your reality. You know how they say the sky's the limit? Well, you're only limited to your belief system. So if you believe you can only achieve so much, well, that's what you'll achieve. Every word you speak gives out a vibration of an intention, whether it's love, fear, doubt, or hope.
Quick thought. Did you know that we don't age? We don't age at all. What happens is we stop moving the body. The body's designed to stay in motion to move. So when we move the body, our joints secretes a liquid called synovial fluid, or joint fluid. This fluid keeps the body lubricated. It keeps it moving smoothly. When you don't move the body, you don't secrete any synovial fluids. That's why you hear that popping and creaking when you get up, right? So the idea is, every day you wake up, you want to move the body, stretch, exercise, run, walk, do something, right? This is where the fountain of youth is. We don't age. We just stop using the body, and the body gives away on us. The body is separate. It's a physical thing. It's separate from our spiritual. We don't age. You just stop moving the body, so the body give away on you. If you don't use it, you lose it. So start moving that body.
This is absolutely right. Like around 25 years old, I started realizing like the less I moved, the more I started popping and cracking. And this starts early as 25. You just start cracking, you know, and popping. You just got out the bed, pop. You know what I'm saying? It'll make no sense. But this would make me realize that, especially like trying to be a streamer and try to do this YouTube thing, you're doing a lot of sitting or a lot of being in one place at a long time. So you have to have some motion. You know, motion is medicine. Motion is medicine if you want to, you know, keep yourself healthy, you know, and emotion is, you know, it comes from your emotion. So if you want to be in good spirits, you want to feel a little bit lighter, happier, you have to move, you know? So absolutely correct.
This person's 7-year-old says that he was his dad's guardian angel before he came here. Like, this is crazy. The mom had him draw it out and everything. Watch this. Let me know what you think.
All right, explain this shit again, because I don't understand.
So our son was talking about how he was Josh's guardian angel and that he has permission to be born by me, his mother. And we were like, what the hell? So he's like, I'll draw it for you so I can explain it better. So he drew this, and he drew a line here, and I said, what's the difference? He's like, there's no difference. It's the same. You just can't see these places, but it's all the same reality, basically. This is supposed to be him. He's floating. This is his dad, and this is his dad's dad, who passed away about 12 years ago, give or take. Now, that's his dad when he was a boy, a little boy. Because I said, why is daddy here and his dad's there? That doesn't make sense to me. And he's like, no, that's dad when he was a little boy. That's his dad. I'm his guardian angel. He can't see me, but I've always been there. And then he said, over here are the people I answer to, but I forget their name. But I've talked to them, and I asked them if I could be born to you, Mom, me, and then he put yes. A little freaked out, but he explained it pretty freaking well, drew it all.
What the?
Yeah.
And Valerian's 7. It's all blurry now, but that's wild.
That's an interesting question. You will come back in another body?
No more. This time is the last time. I have been coming into bodies again and again. But this time, it is the last time. After enlightenment, you cannot come back to the body. That is the only disadvantage.
So the disadvantage of enlightenment is now that you basically beat the game, because you basically get sent back to this game over. You die, you come back, you die, you come back. And until you realize like the meaning of life, you won't ascend to the other realms, to the other dimensions, the higher dimensions. So you'll be replaying different lives, but you're basically playing the same game, trying to figure out how to become enlightened on the spiritual plane, because it's just like school, you know, you graduate and then you go to the next level. But if you don't graduate this level, then you're stuck. You're bound to keep repeating the same grade over and over.
The law of vibration, you cannot ascend if you're dense, and you can only let go if you process it. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, it can only be transformed. You can't say a magic prayer and I'm going to heaven. That's not how this works. Until you are light enough to ascend to that next plane of existence. Every single person that actually awakes and pops off and goes to the next level in their own universe, and what makes the leap is that they all click together, boom, and send the whole plane up. All these people that are spread out are gonna fucking like blow up in life.
Oh hell no, G.
Like not like literal, but like I guess like literally turn into a light beam and like radiate that new plane of existence.
What if I got shit to do that day, bro?
Oh, you signed up for this.
You ever wonder when you put yourself around positive people that your life becomes more positive, and when you're surrounding yourself around more negative people, if your energy's not strong enough, then your life will suffer. You will be affected by it. But you know, you ascend together and you attract who you are. So that's how that happens. You know, a bunch of people with the same type of energy and the same type of thought process gets together and ascends to the next level, whether it be in life or finances or, you know, it doesn't matter. It can be in spirituality. It's just that rule applies to everything.
Neurons are interacting in the brain, creating minuscule electrical discharge. When you have a dominant mental state like relaxation, hundreds and thousands of neurons are firing in the brain, creating concurrent electrical discharges in characteristic patterns that can be measured with electroencephalography or EEG. In fact, that's what you're seeing right now. You're seeing my brain activity that was recorded in real time with a simple device that was worn on my head. What you're seeing is my brain activity when I was relaxed and curious. To share this information with you, I wore one of the early consumer-based EEG devices like this one, which recorded the electrical activity in my brain in real time. It's not unlike the fitness trackers that some of you may be wearing.
Have you ever wondered when you started thinking about something and then you look at your phone and you have an advertisement for that? Or if you talk about something and it just so happens to be on your phone, somebody sends it to you or texts it to you, or the item on Amazon suddenly is on sale, then you got to understand that they're using these frequencies to read your consciousness and read your mind. And I have so much more on this to prove that fact, but we're gonna cut it short for this one.
It's so many of us working on releasing our trauma and trying to become better people, and we don't know the steps. It's so many people out here that may have neglect and fears and abandonment issues, and we don't know how to release it. And it didn't come with an instruction book. Like, this life didn't come with an instruction book. So it's like, how do you do it without anybody telling you? I know the journey starts within, but how willing are we to quiet our minds enough to listen to what really needs to happen?
All I can say from right there is that stillness speaks, and that experience gives you the ability to reflect on things and give like comparisons and contrast to the things that you like and what you want to achieve in life. And the more quiet you are, the louder the voices get inside of you. And you have to basically have discernment. You have to make decisions that will dictate whether your life is going to go positively or negatively. It's the way you perceive it, the way you think about it, the way you view it. So, yeah, I think that you have to be willing to sit with yourself and listen to yourself and make decisions. And that's the ultimate answer, you know, coming from somebody that didn't have anybody to give them any instructions at all. So
I just always was against the system. If you lose your mother or father or your parents, Mother Earth and Father Sky is always there. You have the sun in the sky that heals you when you look at it, and the Mother Earth when you put your feet on the grass. Heels are meant to heal. Palms are the balm or the healing. Stare at the sun, open your palms, feet on the grass, use your heels to heal, soles to soil, and palms for bombs. And why is there less melanin on your palms? Less of a filter for the sun to go through so that we can get direct healing from the sun. I don't have time to sugarcoat anything because I need people to understand there's so much that goes with it. It's very simple, honestly. I can give you the pieces, but I have the puzzle. I know that light is not a particle, and I think these vortexes prove it. Everything is just energy and frequency. This quote by Nikola Tesla where he says, once we start to study the things that are invisible, we will excel in 10 years more than all the previous centuries.
Anybody that can reference Nikola Tesla and does so in a positive way usually is good people, you know, and I'm probably going to listen to them. And I'm going to have to like try to apply what they have to say. You know what I like the most about that is the palm, less melanin in your hands, and so it can receive more light.
The system wasn't built for you to win. You went to school to memorize facts you never use. You were trained to raise your hand, wait your turn, and follow instructions. Then they told you, get a job, work 40 hours a week, give half of it to tax, retire at 67 if you're lucky. That's not a life. That's a script. And most people don't question it because they're too tired from living it. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. That's when you realize freedom was never going to be handed to you. You have to build it. And that's why I teach digital products, because ownership is the only way out. No boss, no begging, no clocking. You move different when you know the system was never designed to serve you. It was designed to use you. Break the script or stay stuck in it.
America does not train you to become a great thinker. It trains you to become an employee. Trains you to work for the system. And so your job is basically to figure out how to work for yourself, but you have to make yourself valuable enough in order for that to happen, or you will just be a consumer. If you're not a giver, you are a consumer. If you're not giving anything of value, then you will be consuming those things of value. Hopefully that loop ends up evolving people and giving them value and helping them get value in themselves and then continue to pass that on. But yeah, 100%. 100%.
Secret society, hidden in plain sight. From world leaders to Hollywood stars, all united by a secret.
I don't exist. They're all characters that I've played, including Jim Carrey, including Joel Barish, including any of those things. They're all characters. Jim Carrey was a less intentional character because I thought I was just building something that people would like, but it was a character. I played the guy that was free from concern so that people who watched me would be free from concern. And then at a certain point you go like, okay, that's great. People talk about depression all the time. The difference between depression and sadness is just from happenstance, whatever happened or didn't happen for you, grief or whatever it is. And depression is your body saying, I don't want to be this character anymore. I don't want to hold up the avatar that you've created in the world. It's too much for me. So a friend of mine who's a spiritual teacher has a really good take. His name is Jeff Foster. You should think of depressed as deep rest. Your body needs to be depressed. It needs deep rest from the character that you've been trying to play.
So Jim Carrey is one of my favorite actors of all time. And when he said this, it really hit hard for me because often in life, we have to play characters to satisfy people or situations like work or your children or just being an adult, being a student. All of these are different characters that you're playing. And after a while, if that's not truly who you are, your body will rebel against it. Sometimes the truest form of healing is to not to do anything at all and just listen to your body and your feelings and your intentions. And it often points you in the right direction. This is the reason why I have so many characters. The sharp-witted, grow-witted, conspiracy-witted, random-witted, comedy-witted. It's all the same person, but they're different pieces of me. And I get to play every role of my personality instead of having to be just this person, stern and can't think outside the box or be multidimensional.
When you say, okay, I'm going to be a positive person from here on out, I'm going to start sticking up for myself. I'm going to be more confident. As soon as you say that, if you don't act, you need to act in alignment. You need to stay that individual. If you do not stay that individual, you are switching in and out of timelines. Let me give you an example. This is the timeline. This is you. That little dot right there, that's you. Now, if you keep being who you are today, when time passes by, you're going to be here. On this timeline, there are places, there are events, there are people, they are experience that exist on this timeline. But as soon as you sit there and say, you know what, I'm going to switch. I'm not going to be who I am today. As soon as you say, okay, I'm going to be a more positive person. I'm going to be more confident. I'm going to start to take care of myself no matter what. I'm gonna put me first before other individuals. I'm gonna stop being a people pleaser. I'm gonna be me, and I'm gonna live as my authentic self every single day. You start to create an alternate timeline. These experiences, they still exist. You're just not on the timeline to see them. Everything is already here. You just need to tune into it. So as you change, you say, okay, I'm gonna be this individual, and you start to visualize what you're doing is you're actually flipping yourself onto a new frequency, and on that new frequency, it has its own ideas. It has certain people. It has certain events, certain circumstances. It's a whole whole different world that exists on this timeline, on this frequency. Everything is already here. So if everything is already here, you just need to match the frequency of the good you desire and you will get it. So just say you want to manifest a desired reality. Soon as you visualize the desired reality with your intellectual faculty, you have imagination. You say, okay, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna build the image of the individual that I want to be. You say, I want to be this individual. And now you incorporate your sensory factors. What do I hear? What do I see? What do I smell? What do I taste? What can I touch? You're going to flip your body onto that vibration. You have the thought, you have the feeling, now you need to act, right? But if you fail to act, you reinforce the old timeline. You got to reinforce the new timeline. So if you say I'm a confident individual, the universe may send a certain situation that's going to test you. Let's see if you really this confident individual. And if you a phony, and if you not, you reinforce the old timeline and you keep attracting the same old experience. But you sit there and say, hey, this is who I am, and you start to act in alignment. Boom, new memory, new moment. Boom, new moment. Boom, new moment. It's only a matter of time before that timeline is solidified and you become this version of you permanently. But what a lot of people do is they start to focus on this old timeline. They start to focus on the 3D world. You must understand that the 3D world is the dead world. What do I mean by what do I mean by the 3D is the dead world? The world you see today, the world around you, this reality only exists on a certain vibration, right? What is vibration? Vibration is the movement of energy. What is frequency? Frequency is a level of vibration. So if you're saying, okay, this reality only exists based on my old vibration, because that's why I call it the dead world, it only exists of your old vibration, your old thoughts, your old feelings. Set up a vibration within you that your vibration calls your actions, it calls your behavior, and the behavior, your action produces your reality, your results, and your outcome. All you have to do is act in alignment. As soon as you start to act in alignment, you create a whole new reality, and you know what happens to this reality? Slowly but surely, it starts to fade, and this becomes the dominant timeline.
Well, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you made it to the end, I would like to thank you sincerely and appreciate you for spending your valuable time. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you decided to spend it with Sharp Witted. Get with it or get lost.